The calm before the storm.
They don't know where I moved the trailer.
You don't like rainy days, do you?
Rain, rain, go away. Don't come back another day. I gotta go outside and play.
Oh, big sigh. Talk about a change of scenery from this morning to now.
Yeah, this ain't quite what it looked like, well, up until right now.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Doss Acres. What a wild day it has been. I'm Kyle, this is Shannon, this is our beautiful 20 acres, and I think that's sunshine that I'm seeing and feeling.
It feels great,
Yeah.
which is completely different than how it was this morning.
Yeah, I woke up just a little before about 6 o'clock, I think it was, and guys, I'm not lying, the camper was rocking, more so than I've ever felt. And I don't really know how fast the winds were. I just was waking up. And I gotta admit, my day started with a prayer that he would spare the camper and it wouldn't turn over. So Shannon and I went ahead, got ready. We had some storms rolling in. And here in the Midwest, they literally can come, smack you, and then a couple hours later, it looks like this.
Sunshine.
You can see off to the northeast-ish, which would kind of be that direction. That's the storm going away. But we went up to the cabin because it is heavier than the camper and lower to the ground, and just hung out with Bruno and started our day off there. Thank the Lord, we didn't get all that bad of weather right here. The cell kind of split, went north and south, so we just had showers, lightning, thunder. The animals all hid.
Most of them, those silly birds.
Well, they got bird brains.
Yeah, they got bird brains.
Hey, Shannon did a thing yesterday. Da, da, da. What is that?
Okay, so I just wanted them to have a little bit of a wind block just in case they needed it. They're probably not going to use it ever.
Hey, but it's worth trying, right?
At least I know that I tried and the birds are enjoying it.
They are. Well, and we put some straw down back there to maybe encourage the boys to lay behind it when the storm rolled through. And Shannon screwed into my trees.
Well, you did it, so I figured I could.
If you don't remember, there was a great debate when I was building this pen. It took everything in me to screw the insulators directly into the trees. And Chad and Jay encouraged me and said, dude, just do it. That's what we've done. So I have harmed a few trees in the making of this pen, but I'm over it. So
Welcome back, Bruno.
Allowed Shannon to screw boards into the tree.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't even ask.
No.
But we had a good time. Went in there, both the boys, who we came up here because they like to hide at the very top of the pen. Hi, boys.
Hi, boys.
Benjamin, you look nice and clean after that shower, buddy. Your brown shining through.
Hi, big guy. Hi.
He says, hungry,
Hungry.
hungry.
Let's get you some food, man.
Yeah, I gotta admit, it's times like these that I'm very thankful that these guys aren't super early, used to getting fed at the exact same time, because it allows us to just kind of ride the storm out. We don't necessarily have to come out. We've got cameras on everybody, so we know how they're doing.
But and they did have hay. Everybody has hay, so it's not like nobody's getting fed.
When I say feed them, I just mean the grain, which, you know, they don't technically need, but that's what we do. Oh, Lowrider.
Thanks, Benjamin.
I hear something smacking the ground back there. What's that big little fella?
Man.
Gosh, you still look so mean.
You come see me?
He says, I'm hot wire trained. I know better than that.
Man, I can see the flies coming out on both of them.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to get some fly spray soon.
I was looking, well, I've got some, I think, permethrin concentrate. I've got a few different things for the goats that is totally fine for them too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I was watching some this morning though. They use the squirt guns and blast their cattle, and I think Chad's done a few different things like that too, but I don't know. We may be able to get in there and spray them, and as long as this guy doesn't freak out, I don't think Lowrider will either. It's kind of a follow the leader kind of thing. All right, boys, you ready for some food? I think that's a head nod.
He's like, get these flies off me.
Well, somebody's definitely enjoying your windbreak and straw.
Yeah, they are.
They're just making sure it's clean of ticks and everything for the boys.
Hey, I appreciate that.
I will not complain whatsoever.
There's at least 13 over there.
You guys must play musical feeders, huh? That one's pretty dry. No, sir. No. I don't have any yet. Just a minute now. He says, you come in here without feed? I don't think so.
He goes, I thought you just said you were going to feed me.
Why do you boys push this around? I think it's going to be about time to strap it down like Chad's told me to now for the 100th time, and I've told you for the 100th time. Oh, fresh cow patty. Stay calm. We don't need a chase today.
Well, hey, birds. Gosh, guys, look at how much green is popping. What are you gonna do?
Race to the feeder. I didn't bring any cubes. We're gonna see how this goes.
Oh, wow. You're
Let me
brave.
in, Benjamin. He says, open the gate. Come on, buddy. You know where we're going. Come here, little Rider. Come here, buddy. There you go. Yes, sir. What you think, big fella? Just thank you. Thank you. Now, what did we learn? Don't stand here and hold this. Because then they finish, they think I got more magically.
Get rid of the bucket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go drop this over here.
Okay. I have to admit, I absolutely love that the birds just hang out up here with them.
You know, I also have to admit, you picked those two trees, and I can feel the wind coming this direction right now, so that's, I think, the perfect angle.
Good.
Sorry, I thought I heard steer steps. I'm on the lookout, folks. Man, guys, yesterday, Shannon and I had a wonderful experience. We've told you before that when we started this journey, some of our neighbors, folks that watch us and reached out to us, we've built a community. And I think it's a common thing amongst farming, homesteading, ranching. It's just you're a part of the culture. And Shannon and I like to buy things new. Who doesn't? But I don't know if you know this or not, new things are more expensive than used things, especially things that these guys are potentially going to bang up a little bit. So we're calculating about how much hay we're going through with these two. And right now we're using square bales, and it's okay, but sometimes they go on feeding frenzies and they make that bale disappear pretty quick. And I've talked about this a lot. I want to get into round bales. So we decided to search for a round bale holder, I think is what it would be called.
Sure, yeah.
You know.
A hay ring. It's a hay ring.
A hay ring. That's the, yeah, I knew that. So we decided to search for a hay ring.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Thanks. I rewound it for you. You won't have to edit it now.
Thanks.
But yeah, we found somebody on Marketplace, Facebook, and Shannon reached out. We tried to negotiate a little bit. She was real nice. Long story short, she said, hey, my husband's going to be at the farm all day. So give him a call and coordinate going out and picking it up. And I got to admit, when I called the guy, if he could have said fewer words, none of what he said would have made any sense. He literally only said just enough to answer my questions, schedule what time I was going to be there, and then I'm like, all right, thanks, man. See you in a little while. Bye. And he's like, bye. So I told Shannon, like, hey, he's legit farmer, and he's retired, a little bit older. But we get out there, first thing he says is he compliments my truck and my trailer. He's like, hey, it's a nice little setup you got there. And that was more words than he used to say it. But man, guys, we talked to him and told him our story. And he is a generational farmer. Couldn't even tell us how many years the land has been in the family. From what I understood, adding it all up, I think he's got about 300 acres, give or take. And has run cattle forever, grew up doing it, worked in the auto industry for a little bit. And we shared stories, and he told us things. You know, we literally told him what we do, what we just got, why we're buying this, and the guy could not have been more genuine. And it doesn't hurt that my wife is this beautiful blonde girl that doesn't necessarily look the part all the time. No, I didn't have my cowboy hat on because I knew I was going somewhere where, yeah, I didn't want to offend the guy. But guys, to see that man smile and chuckle, those were kind of the highlights throughout, because he's just, you know, the worn hands, the worn hat, the worn clothes, and all the stories. And there's just round bales all around us. His bull's over here. He's telling us about these hedge trees over there he was tending to, and we felt right at home. So the man who at first was a man of few words kind of made friends. I still have his phone number. I didn't tell him I may call him or text him in the future if I need some information or something, but the stuff he shared, guys, it was so wholesome. When Shannon and I drove away from there, of course, we're out in the middle of Farmville, about 30 minutes from here.
Beautiful farm,
beautiful
by the
Farmville.
way. Beautiful house, beautiful farm.
Yeah, it was just one of those experiences that just kind of confirmed, like, hey, you're doing the right thing. And it was neat to hear, you know, somebody like him as a kid, you know, working farms, and I'm talking farms. I don't even remember how many head of cattle he said his dad and grandpa were running. You know, they have a little different perspective of it, why Shannon and I at this phase in our life decided to take this on. But he even said, you know, we mentioned the corporate jobs, high level IT stuff, banker for 100,000 years. And he said, well, tell me something, is the stress different and better in this life than it was in your former life? And we said, yeah, it's still here, but it's way different. And the pace of life is much slower. So it was really cool.
But he did touch on the fact that he goes, I bet you work a lot more now than you did before. And we were both like, yeah, absolutely.
And he quite specifically said, you know, guys, life is too short to be doing something that you're not meant to do or that you don't want to do.
That you don't enjoy.
Yeah, and all of this, think of this coming through a man that only said the words that needed to be said to get the point across. It was that awesome. I was not about to stick a camera in his face. It was not that type of experience. I think we got in the truck and he kind of said 2 or 3 more things to me, you know, as we're trying to get out of his hair, because I know he had plenty to do. But I think he really enjoyed it, and he enjoyed seeing our generation step into something like this.
Yeah, and it was really neat for me because hearing him talk about his property and how much they have evolved it and the work that they've done, because sometimes I look around here and I'm like, what are we doing? We have rocks everywhere.
I think we're doing awesome.
But it was very encouraging to me to think like, okay, if we just stick with it, you know, like we've cut down trees. We've started making a pasture, and yeah, there's a lot of rocks, but now it's time to go through and pick them up. And then we pick another area and we cut down trees and we beautify it basically. That's what they have done over the course of time. And even on his farm, he had a huge pasture that had a huge pile in the middle of it. And he just got done bulldozing a bunch of trees to make it more pasture for the cows. And so it was really encouraging to me and neat to see you put the work in and you get what you sow.
You spray, you reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow.
What she's saying is you go out and you spray paint every tree orange and your husband will come in behind you and cut them down. No, I want a more efficient method of doing that, but we need to leave these guys alone because he's gonna go eat with Lowrider here in just a minute. And I know we got some hungry goats down there.
Yes, sorry, I was evaluating the food situation, how much he had,
Yeah.
if we should move it.
I'll tell
we've
you.
had a lot of recommendations to not put their food bowls so close together.
Well, there, you know, that was one thing we talked about with, what am I gonna call him? Farmer D. I'm gonna call him Farmer D out of respect to him and his privacy. Farmer D was telling, I mean, I was running things by him about specific things we're doing with them that I ran from him the other day and then had to turn around and stop him, you know, and man, this guy in the last, I don't remember how many years, he's been kicked. He said, you know, now he's running cattle. I mean, the bulls that are, you know, like we saw his bull on the way out and his bull saw us and he watched us out. But he shared a whole lot about his interactions with him, and a guy that knows what he's doing. He's really, really good and efficient. Still things happen. He said, you just got to respect these animals, and sometimes the unexpected does happen. So great pieces of advice from him. And it's truly, truly an honor to get to take some of his time and learn some of his wisdom and experience that he shared with us.
We gained a lot of knowledge from him.
Yeah, good times.
Hey, quick little update. We've been checking on the bird nest up there, and I'm gonna show just a quick little clip. This is a video that I took last night, and there were 20, what did I tell you last night, 27 or
I don't know,
28?
you tell me all the time and I can't keep my numbers straight.
There were 27 or 28 eggs in that nest, and that means to me that they're gonna start laying on it. Probably one more day worth of laying eggs, and there will be a bird sitting on it, basically getting it ready to hatch the eggs. We don't want them to do that. So I'm gonna try to collect some eggs, but just like Kyle said, they're not in an ideal location.
Well, and they're up there by it, so.
Well, right now they're up there by it.
We'll
but
try to, I don't know, take Bruno up there and let him kind of push them off. And
I might wait until later this evening, but I'm gonna have to get like a long stick or a scoop or something.
You don't want to
get
climb
them
down
out.
there and see if there's snakes or anything waiting for you?
No, I don't.
It's definitely a good spot for that, I can tell you that.
Yeah, or to be covered in ticks, I don't know.
Oh, for sure. He's eyeballing a squirrel down in Goatville. And a bird.
You're so handsome, Bruno.
Shh, I'm hunting rabbit squirrel. Hercules has been walking around with a smile stick, waiting, just waiting. What you got, buddy?
I just love his smile sticks.
Oh, somebody's hiding in the nursery pen. Hi, big fella.
Hey, Weege-Man.
Hi, big fella.
Find
How
some
are
dry
you
hay.
today? Hey, you stayed out of the rain. Good boy. You don't always do that. You don't always do that. It was quite a bit, wasn't it? I think it was a little over half an inch and less than.
We got just right under half an inch in about, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Probably in about an hour and a half.
Thankful for the rain. I'm
Yeah.
also thankful that it just blew on through. Now we're supposed to have sunshine the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. What do you think, Herc, man? You think your goats are hungry? Y'all have been so patient and so good. You gonna think twice about picking on Mr. Hercules again? Nope. I'm gonna think 3 times about it, then I'm gonna do it. Yep, yep, Oh, Ouija.
You're silly.
What's up, Cooper man? What's up, Cooper man?
I'm trying to get as close as you can.
There's somebody stretching out for you behind you that might surprise you.
Little Miss Blizzy.
She says, I would take some petting, thank you.
That pretty girl.
One thing that we have noticed this year, yes, we have 11 goats, and all of them now are over a year old. Some of them are stepping more into the adult age, probably 6 or 7 of them, I think. I don't know. But this is the first year, the first season that they have spent so much time in Goatville. Not just grazing it. They've done that every year. They eat anything that grows. The moment it grows and it's green, they're down there munching on it. And that's great. That's exactly what it's there for. But this year specifically, we have caught them multiple times, literally just laying around down there, laying on some of the logs that they've smoothed out over time. There were some cuts that I made in some of those logs to give them like a flat surface. There's some stumps down there and they'll just be up on them hanging out, especially Hair Bear. But it makes me very happy and it motivates me, like my wife wants me to get a massive area for them in the back of the property to help keep the weeds and everything. It gets real overgrown here in the summertime, you'll see. And it would be a perfect place for them to be able to eat. It would save us a lot of money in hay because these guys are burning through the hay now. And it's really weird that we would have available land for them to eat things and not let them graze on it. So we just kind of have to prioritize, and there's only so many things you can do once it's like thick summer, spring, and all this stuff grows up. We can't go out in that stuff. It's just not worth it. So some of these are plans that we make through this season as we see it, and then we do it next fall or winter. But I would love to get that one going for them. And give my Herc man a little bit more space too, right buddy? Are you stretching? It's coming. She's getting you ready.
I'm gonna grab some paper towels.
And just like that in the Midwest, it's starting to rain just a little bit again. I thought it was on its way out.
I did too. By the way, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna wanna go in the hay shed for a little bit. There's 2 wasps in there and we are out of wasp spray.
You're 100% right. I ain't going in there.
I'll take care of everything in there, but
you're doing great.
I need a fly swatter for down here.
You got a hat, you got a ball cap on, that'll work.
That's true.
It's not quite coming down enough for everybody to come in here. Yeah, I don't want to mess up my fur, dude. Nick, let's go.
All right, 1 wasp down.
Just bring me the food. Where's my food? You just look rude. You just look rude. Don't you swing at me now, mister.
On me.
Do you not want your feet? Look what you're doing to my stinking shelter. Is there a brain in there between them horns? It's like your jail cell. You just walk around, take your mug across all the bars, don't you? Food. Feed me. Feed me. Feed me. You're such an angry elf. Peaceful boy.
Oh,
whoop, whoop,
seriously,
whoop,
guys, come on.
Whoop. Could you get that hair to stand a little taller, Earl? Hey, no, this is not a party for you. This is the 3rd feeding in a row that Koopa Man has come in here. Why are you doing that, dude?
All right, Koopa Loop, come on, buddy.
It's because you love blue, isn't it? Or is it Daisy? What are you doing in here? Your food doesn't go in here, big fella.
You guys gotta let me out so I can go get your
Your
food.
smiling faces, so handsome. Oh yeah, I wanted your paw print on my jeans. Yep, thank you. Come on, let's go get your food, bud. All right, these later feedings, it's nice so that we can let the weather settle down, but these guys get a little rambunctious. Somebody knock a little feed out of your hand?
Just a little bit. It wasn't frustrating or anything.
No, I didn't hear any yelling. I don't know what you're talking about.
By the way, call me crazy, but
You're crazy butt. Sorry, you
I
told me
skim
to.
their water with a hot tub skimmer.
You're so cool, crazy butt.
Shush.
Whoa, whoa. Yep.
All right, let's get you guys some hay.
Luigi's letting Koopa know who the boss is still.
Careful, Bruno.
Daisy girl. Goes all through me, little lady. That was my fault. Herc man, you're supposed to guard your food, buddy.
I would say we had some hungry goats this morning.
Yeah. I am happy though. We kind of tried to strategically leave just enough hay in there last night so they'd finish it before sundown. And then we didn't get it all wasted in the rain. That worked out great.
It really did. But they are hungry.
Spoiled goats. You're gonna make me get a 3rd feeder one of these days, huh? Well, Earl man, he backed right up into that fence and got shocked right on his hind.
Oh, did he? Poor little
That
guy.
kind of got my butt pretty good, Mom.
Look, he can't even.
Hey, aside from rain just being good for everything out here and all the green we see,
Oh, yeah.
God totally filled their water bowls for us.
I know, that was nice.
I never complain about that. Goodness. Goodness.
All right.
This is how it has to end up. Spruce and Ouija opposite on one, everybody else to another. And then eventually Daisy will make her way over here. This guy will go and annoy Spruce. That a girl, Blue. Stand your ground. Nope. You see that? How he
Sorry,
looked at
here,
Daisy?
Larry.
He'll let Daisy in there. Not Dookie. That's so funny. You making buddies with little Miss Daisy there, Spruce? Huh? You gonna have another friend? Larry forces himself on you. You just think she's cute, don't you? She is cute.
Her eyelashes are so pretty.
Let me see them eyelashes, pretty lady. Will you let me do it while you're eating hay? Oh, you're so cute. Other than when you're going for the dog food. Where are they? You see your bottom ones, it's hard to catch. Do you have top eyelashes? I know, I'm not creeping on you. Yeah. Yeah, you are, you big creep. Creepo! Yeah, here. Okay, everybody off this feeder. This mine now, this mine. Get out of here, Mama. Go on. You're so rude. Stand your ground, Bluesy. Tell your crew to stand their ground. Oh, you won't. Uh-oh. Sprinkling. I just heard Herc barking. He had a visitor come. It's Mr. Meowgie. They're getting a little braver. They don't usually travel out during the day much. They are very nocturnal cats. Mr. Meowgie, are you hungry, buddy? We'll come get you some food too, okay? Come see ya. I would love for the cats to come down here and at least be a little closer around Herc's area and understand where he cannot get to, because we do still have little mouse turds all up in the hay shed. Bruno's good at mousing. He's just like a, well, you know, if you watch Looney Tunes, he's like a Tasmanian devil when he's in there, and he hears a mouse and he's just smacking walls and pushing straw and hay everywhere, and he typically doesn't get his mouse. And they like to wait until he's gone, and then they come out and inspect everything, whatever. I just don't want I don't want their germs and filth and stuff in the goat's hay and all that, but we've got most everything inside containers, so they can't get to that, the dog food, anything like that, but it's just a nice warm place with straw and hay on the ground for the mice to hang out. At least they're not up in the camper, right? Yeah, it's a win. Bruno, did you run something into the scrap pile? You've been over here pretty much the whole feeding. You got Herc intrigued. Did you get a rabbit? Is it a squirrel? There were some lizards over there the other day. We're really wanting to get that cleaned up right there because we're learning. Well, we're learning. No, that is very much a place that snakes would live and hide and hang out and then come out. And yeah, last year I had a copperhead on our little walking path right here, and we were doing an evening feeding and it was pretty dark. I forget if we were out or something and came back a little late. Fortunately, I was still able to see it, and might have had one of my pew-pews on my hip, and so he was gone. But yeah, that very much is because of this stuff around. Oh, hair bear, no sir, nope, 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 nope. Stinker pot. Herc, are you done with your food, big guy? Some more sprinkling. I just told Shannon to put hay out because I think the rain is done, but still got some little showers here and there. Did Bruno end up giving you your honker toy back? That was just outside the pen yesterday. You're so funny, big guy. Still very pleased with this Deck Correct by Cabot. We got that stuff at Menards, and I've used it in a few different applications, but we just built this, I think at the end of last summer, fallish, and I replaced our pallets and everything that we had here. And the nice thing about it is, like today, Mama and her boys got in here and hung out and hid from the rain, and a few of them got down under here, and because they're not pallet planks up here, they're protected by the rain, and not all 11 of them are crowded in here, so they can spread out a little bit. Hi, Bluesy. And everybody was able to stay dry and not too crowded. So yeah, I like that stuff. That was not a sponsored thing. That's something I found on my own. It's fairly reasonably priced, but I would highly recommend it for coating some of your stuff that's gonna be trampled on by goats, beat down by rain and snow and all that. And it came through the winter, it's doing pretty well. I like it. They get their treats?
They got their treats.
Okay, so I do wanna go look at one place in the woods. We've actually got a new business opening not too far from here that we just learned about. We've seen the construction and didn't know what it was, but it turns out it is a heavy equipment rental store. And you know how much I love my heavy equipment. And we've been doing a lot of this clearing over here, like you saw,
hey,
with
Mr.
chainsaws
Miyagi.
and tractors. Mr. Miyagi's still up here. Uh-oh. Bruno, man.
Oh, Bruno, I was gonna pet him.
Leave it. So we're gonna try to go tomorrow to their, it's like an open house thing, a little event. They're doing some giveaways. I'm gonna see if I can't win some free rentals. And if not, what I've noticed is when those businesses open first, their prices are really reasonable. They're very good. I think they've calculated, you know, what they need to do for cost and everything. And then I gotta admit, sometimes they pick up steam. We've run into this before, and the demand goes up, I get that. But the prices go right there with it. And it has some of the quotes that we've gotten, I just had to hang up the phone and say, yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'll just keep doing it with my chainsaw and my tractor. So I want to see if we can get a skid steer with a forestry mulcher and come through here and replicate what we did up here. We'll take you up and show you back this direction. It's a little bit easier to tell. And really just transform this land like Shannon was talking about earlier, what we saw out at Farmer D's. And we're enjoying the livestock, we're enjoying the animals. We want the sites, we want to cut down on bugs and ticks and things. So yeah, hopefully we can get a good deal on something and
Hopefully.
make a little bit easier work of this.
Yeah,
I do want to go see it though from up there.
me too.
So this is an area, it's been some months ago now, that Shannon and I came up here. I brought the brush cutter on the tractor and of course the chainsaw, and we built a couple of big fires, and we just cleared out all these little saplings and things. And the more you come up, the more you find that you left behind that you're like, why didn't I cut that one down? Well, you just got to ease into it, right? But Shannon and I rode out here on the four-wheeler last night.
It was last night.
Yeah, and it had kind of warmed up toward the end of the day. This big oak tree, the camera's not going to do it justice because I got you out in ultra wide, but there were so many white oak saplings from it down here, and some of them were probably upwards of 10, 15 years old maybe. And it was just stealing nutrients from this guy. And that is a beautiful tree. So yeah, we really enjoy the clearing. It is a lot of work the way that we're doing it, but it's a lot better having a tractor and the chainsaws. But we were just kind of noticing, of course it's a lot prettier when the sun's setting over here, but we're just noticing like how nice it is to be able to come out here and have all this clearing, but still have the perimeter wood line between us and the road, us and the neighboring property, and it just kind of gives us our nice little hideaway. And
Well,
we can still see, like we were watching the cats were watching us, we were watching her, he was watching us.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is we were even able to watch Beans and Lowrider through the woods over there, but then we realized we've got some more stuff we need to clear to make it a little bit easier to see them.
Yeah, so if I could get that forestry mulcher, oh man, yep, just take my leash off and let me go. And we'll do the same here that we've done here, but hopefully in a matter of a day.
Yeah.
Or two.
And we're gonna get a lot of questions about why aren't we letting the goats come up here and do that. They don't eat tree trunks. I mean,
They don't eat trees, guys.
They want the leaves, they want the grass. And our hope is that if we can kind of clear this out, it gives our ground a little bit of a chance to grow stuff up from the ground up.
Sorry,
Grass.
I had to take a cat break.
We getting followed?
Mr. Miyagi
Aw.
must be a little hungry.
We'll go get him some food.
For sure. Yeah, but definitely, like you're saying, see all this growth right here, this is all new growth because it could not get sunlight in here and it was just not growing much. And plus the leaf coverage is obviously a problem, but once we get this clear enough, I can see if I can make a fire break around the perimeter and in the future be able to burn these leaves out. Plus a lot of these leaves are from the trees that we cut down.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still gonna be producing plenty of leaves, but just a little bit fewer.
Look.
It's Gray and Bob, isn't it? Or is
They're
that
protecting
Gray?
their nest.
Gray's back here.
But there's so many over there.
Well, and for how many there are, you know, we don't legitimately know how many hens we have.
Nope.
So we don't really know who all's laying there. Last year they got 2, maybe 3 nests at a time going. Typically just 2.
I don't remember that, babe. I remember only it being 1 nest at a time.
Last year, I remember for sure there was at least 2 nests going at the same time, one time, when they were really laying very regularly. Each of them seemed to lay at least 1 egg a day, at least. We tried to math it last year. This year, ain't no way. Mr. Miyagi, he's so sweet. They both came up outside the cabin last night, and I stepped outside for a minute, and they both like, meow. They just wanted attention. So they got their scratches, their love, and they moved on, went hunting.
It was pretty cute.
It was adorable. Thanks for leaving the birds alone, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate
That's
that.
a good boy. There's some of that sunshine peeking through the rain clouds.
It already feels warmer just with this little bit of sunshine we're
That's
getting.
why I got my cowboy hat on, just in case, you know.
Well, of course.
My ears wanted that protection.
Gosh, guys, we are just enjoying life. Loving every minute of it out here.
We're very blessed and we're very thankful that the severe weather seemed to kind of split and go around us to the north and the south.
Praise the Lord.
And we still got plenty of rain from it, and the temperatures aren't out of control. We got a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out here. I love it.
It's our farm just like the one we saw yesterday. It's the same thing, right?
Well, it's just a little work in progress.
But it's so rewarding, and it's
Yeah.
totally worth it. And maybe a little bit heavier equipment, we can move a little bit faster. Who doesn't like that?
Whoever doesn't like that, I don't know that we can be friends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Who's breaking up with people?
I'm not.
All right, well, let's go get the cats fed, and we'll spy on the birds and see when they come off that nest, and maybe do some egg theft later.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah.
Well, guys, we love and appreciate you. We thank you so much for coming along on this journey with us, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
They love those temptations.